In this video, we will start function in Python. In previous video, we have discussed that data structure like list, dictionary, set, and tuple. Each and every data structure I have completed in previous video. So in this video, we will discuss about the function in Python. So let me open the VS Code. I have created this function demo.ipynb. Just click here, new file, and just you can create this function demo.ipynb Jupyter notebook file, and just create one code cell on clicking on this code to write the code, and just make sure that you have selected the environment. So what is function? Function is a block of reusable code that perform a specific task. What does it mean by? Function is a block of reusable code that perform a specific task. Okay. Function is a block of reusable code. That means if you create a function to do a particular task, okay, then what will do, the function will do that particular task. If again and again that particular task required to do again and again, then we create a function, okay, and call the function again and again. No need to write again and again same code. Just one time you need to create to do that work, and whenever if you need to do that work, just call the function and do the same task. Okay, so function is a set of block of or set of statement, is a block of code or set of statement which is just set of statement which is just denoted as a single name. Okay, that is function. Function is a block of code, or we can say function is a set of statement which is merged in a single unit, that is called function. Okay, and function is defined to do a specific task, a particular task. One function can do a particular task. One function cannot do multiple tasks. Okay. For so function is required to do a specific task. We need to create a function. Okay. To avoid repeating code, to avoid function, what is the advantage of function? You don't need to repeat the same code. Okay, avoid repeating code. Advantage is avoid repeating code. This is the advantage. Make code cleaner and organized. Okay, how to create a function? Next thing, how to create a function in Python. How to create a function in Python? Use We need to use def keyword. Like syntax is like that. Just comment out syntax, or we can just syntax is function syntax is def. Def means to define function. After that, function name we need to give function name, and after that parameters. Parameters, if you want then use parameters, otherwise you can't. Okay, so parameter is optional. So here we can say parameter is optional. Okay, we can give or and just colon, after that just write code here, whatever the code needed, then you can write and return value. That is the syntax of the function. Okay. This is the function syntax in Python. And you can use the function, you can create the function without parameter. This is the optional thing. Okay, that's why I have written in angular braces, that means optional thing. You can put it, you can use the parameter, function with parameter or function without parameter. Okay, you can use, no problem. Then just we need to create function without parameter. So just in new cell, just function without parameters. Function without parameter. Just use def keyword to define a function with the name greeting. Just I want to greeting, just function. There is no parameter. I didn't give a parameter. I am creating just parameterless function. Okay, so no need to give parameter, just colon after that, because in the Python there is no curly braces. Okay, to start block. Okay, here is colon and just press enter. From where the cursor is blinking you can write the function statement. Okay, then I print, just print hello, welcome, just given a welcome message. Okay, now here just call the function greeting, just call the function greeting. Okay, and just hit the play button, get the output hello welcome. Okay, here define the function here and just calling the function here. Okay, you can get the output like that. Okay, and now I want to give this function without, this is function without parameter. So in second block I will create function with parameter, function with parameter. So I have given a parameter name, just I have given the function with parameter, defining a function greeting, same function with the name parameter. So hello, like that. Here you can write the name and just pass f to format the string and get the evaluate this. If you not use f, then this print as it is, as a string this is printed. Okay, so to format print method, just I have used f here before quote, and then now the name is dynamically bind here. Okay, so whatever the name is passed in the greeting function, that name is printed here, hello, whatever name, and welcome. Okay, so I pass the name here Mary, and you can Just hit the play button. Then it's saying hello Mary, welcome. Okay, suppose you are not passing any data, then it's give error. Okay, if you are not passing, because this function is with parameter, this function this function want a parameters. Okay, we need to pass some argument in that function. Okay, so whatever we are passing from here, just calling the function with some arguments, because this greeting function have one parameter, that is name, so we need to pass something like that. Here I pass John, then it will print, it will work. Okay, hello John, welcome. But if you don't pass anything, then that can that give error. Okay, so what we can do, we can resolve it by giving the default parameter. Okay, so just give John to John to print this one, and in next line just we will discuss one more thing, like function with default parameter. Default parameter. Okay, suppose this is the function. I have defined the function greeting with the parameter name. Okay, and I just printing hello, the parameter name, whatever the dynamically passed, hello, name, and welcome. Okay, and now when I function with the default parameter. Okay, if the function pass John, then it will print hello John, welcome. If the function doesn't pass anything, then we can pass the default things here. Anything we can pass. Guest, suppose I pass the guest. If the function, if the function greeting pass in the if in the function we have passed some name. Okay, we have passed some argument John. Okay, then it will print John, hello, welcome John. But if suppose we don't pass anything in the greeting function, if if I didn't pass anything in greeting function, then the default, whatever the default parameter, the default name I have assigned, that is taken. Okay, if the name is assigned from the if the name, if the from the function argument, from the function argument, if anything pass, if we passing in the function by the using the argument, okay, then it will print whatever I have passed in the function parameter. Okay, but if you don't pass anything, then it will print, that is default thing, whatever I have passed. Okay, that is default parameter. This is the parameter function, whatever the defined is the parameter, and from calling whatever we have passed, that is argument. Here whatever I have passed, that is argument. Okay, and the this is the name, this is the name parameter. In name parameter we are just receiving whatever argument passed. If there is nothing passed from the function argument, then by default we have passed the guest, and this name is printed. If the default parameter is taken guest, if you don't pass anything, just hit play button, hello guest, welcome. This is the default function with default parameter. If you don't pass anything from the function call, then default parameter will be used. Okay, this is the function with default parameter. Okay, now we need to discuss one more example like that. Suppose I have defined function add. In that function just a comma b. Okay, and just colon return a plus b. Okay, this is the function. Just call here the function add and calling 2 comma 3 like that. Just hit the play button. So this add function is calling, we are passing the argument 2 comma 3, so it will add it and return. Okay, just play hit hit the play button and get the result 5. Okay, this is another example. Okay, function with default parameter already I have discussed. Okay, so now one more thing, I want to return multiple values from the function. This is another type of example. Okay, function returning multiple values. Function returning multiple values. What we will do, just using def keyword, just define the function name is calc, like that, calc. I have taken the function name, any name you can take. I have just given two function with two parameter, a comma b. Okay, and just colon, just start the function statement. Suppose in add I have just pass a plus b. Okay, and second line in subtract I have passed just a minus b. Okay, then multiply, just in mult I have just passed a multiply by b. Okay, now return add comma sub comma mul. Okay, this is returned. So this is the I have defined this type of function. I have defined using def keyword. I have defined the calc. The function name is calc. In function we have I have taken two parameter, a comma b, and just I have declared a variable add, and just assigning a plus b in add variable. I have declared another variable sub for subtraction, just a minus b, subtract the value a minus b and just assign in sub variable. We have also declared a third variable multiply by the both a and b, and just assign in this mult variable. Now return in c, c++ and c sharp, we are just returning by the normal function, we are just returning one value at a time. But for now I'm talking about normal function. Okay, otherwise we can do by the out keyword or multiple things, ref keyword we can do, we can achieve. Okay, using tuple we can achieve, but here I am talking about the normal function. Okay, so normal function by the normal function we can return one value at a time, but in the case of python with the normal function we can return multiple value at a time. So what I'm using the python function and just returning multiple values, function returning multiple values. So I'm returning multiple values, that is add, sub and mult. Okay, and how to call and store that. So I'm just calling this calc function and just passing here 5 comma 6, just passing 5 comma 6. Okay, and this function returning how many uh, values, that is add, sub and mult. So just I am storing it returning three values. Okay, this calc function returning three value, add, sub and mult. So whatever the whatever the serial follow, whatever the order follow here, in the same order we just declare a variable and store, just mapping on behalf of order. So it will return first add, sub and mult. So that's why I have to store the value. Suppose in A I have stored the add value. Okay, suppose our x just taken as x comma y comma z. So what does it mean? This means when I'm calling this function calci and just passing the argument 5 comma 6, then it will calculated and stored in add sum and mult and returning add some mult values. Okay, this variable returning. So whatever the order maintained here in the return statement, the same order also maintained here. Okay, so it will, so according to that order map according the variable x is mapped according to the order. So in the return, the first return value is add sub, after that sub, after that mult. So first one is add, first x store add, y store sub, and z store mult. Okay, so we can print that x y z like that. Print like that, we just print addition, just colon, and here we can print comma x, addition x. Same print we can use here. One more time, just give addition, here just put subtraction, subtraction came in y, and just multiplication, multiplication, multiplication came in z. Okay, the order is maintained, the last value return is multiplication, so last last mapped to last variable z. Okay, so addition is in x, subtraction in y, and multiplication is z. So I printed this one and just hit the play button, then we can get the result. Just hit the play button, you can get the result. 6 plus 5 11. 6 means 5 minus 6, that is minus 1, and multiply by both, that is 6 multiply by 5, 5 multiply by 6, that is 30. Okay, you can get. So this is the example, function returning with multiple value, function returning multiple values. Okay, and now we can discuss another thing. This is a very important things. Okay, you can return multiple result with a single function, multiple value we can return at a time with single function. Okay, so now we will discuss another example, function using loop. Okay, function, function using loop, what does it mean? We just, I will give an example. Define a function def print underscore num, means number, just give, I have taken n and just colon, and now just use for loop for I in range, just taking the range that is 1 comma n plus 1, and that is print I. So we can call the function here, we can call the function print num and just pass 5. What does it mean? Function using loop, what does it mean? When I call the function print and passing the argument 5, then 5 come here into n, and I, if for I just I have in range this range 1 comma n plus 1. What does it mean by range 1 plus 1 second. Just let me explain what does it mean by range 1 comma n plus n plus 1 means what? In this case, I have passed 5, then n is 5, then range is converted to 1 comma 6. Okay, 5 plus 1, that is 6. And what does it mean? Then it start from 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 and less than this value. This is 6, then 6 minus 1. It maintain the series from this is start one and this is end, but it maintain the series till this minus 1. Okay, so it is started from 1 and this means less than 1, so it give the value 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. Suppose if this is n, that means it is started. If this is n only n, not n plus 1, then it maintain the series from 1 to n minus 1. Okay, that's why it will take 1 to n minus 1 means 5 6 minus 1, that is 5. 1 to 5, this maintain the series, this one. So so if we pass 5, then it is n, and here the range is 1 plus n plus 1 means 1 comma 6. Then it will give this result. This means we are iterating this collection. Then first time 1 came, so print 1, second time 2, again third, 4, 5. It will print 1 to 5. Okay, 1 to 5. If you pass here 10, then it will print 1 to 10. 1 to 10. Okay, function using loop. Okay, and let me, I think you get the point here. Why is because the range means range if 5, that means by default 0. It is start from 0 to 5 minus 1, that is 4. 0 1 2 3 4, like that. Okay, in previous video I already explained about the range. Okay, you can refer if not clear the concept of range. Okay, range just make to range is used to make the collection, to create the collection. Okay, of same data type, that is integer. Okay, and now let me explain what is the use of def. What is the def here? Means def is used to define a function. Def is used def is used to define a function. Okay, and what does it mean by return? You already know about the return. That means return send back result. Return send back result. Okay, and in function you can pass parameter or use default values. Okay. uh, Already shown. Function you can use either by the parameterized function or without parameter, that is parameterless less function, or function with default parameter. Anything we can you can use. Okay, this is the function concept, and this is the some example we have discussed about the function. So if required, then we will discuss more about the with the some example function with some example. Okay, in next video I will discuss the map function, filter function with the lambda function with lambda expression. Okay, like suppose I want to one second, just I will let me know something about the lambda function. Suppose I want to I am adding just normal function, I am adding two numbers, so a comma b, just two number, then return a plus b. Okay, this is the function, just I have calling the add and just passing 2 comma 3 and just play hit the play button, then we get the result. Okay, the same function we can write using the lambda expression. Okay, then for the syntax, in next video we'll discuss step by step with the syntax and whatever we can explain in depth, in deep about the lambda function, but here we can discuss in one line. I can write this function with same functionality. Okay, just use lambda. Okay, and just use a comma b, means two parameter, and just colon and a plus b. That's all. And you can give the some name with the function. Suppose I give the function name add and assign the lambda here. In one line the function is completed. Okay, so just I call add, and here we can pass 1 comma 2 comma 3, like that you can get the same result. Okay, if you want to just get multiplication, then here just pass multiply in single line. Just the function name is same. We can give the mult name here and just call with mult, function name mult. Now multiplication, we are just passing the two argument that is passed here, 1 comma 2, 2 comma 3 here, 2 comma 3 here passed, and both are multiplied and give the result in mult variable, not mult variable. Mult is a just like a function name, because here this is anonymous function. With using lambda expression we just define a anonymous function, but to call the function just I have given the name, so just given the using this function we call the function. Okay, um, so mult 2 comma 3 means just we are multiplying both the value, just get the result 6. You can, in single line we can achieve same thing whatever we have given, so we will use the lambda in deep, but some this is the syntax. In next video we will discuss about the lambda function, filter, map, everything we will discuss. After that we will solve multiple example with using these functions. After that we will start uh, file handling in Python, or we can start uh, oops concept in Python. Okay, fine. We can start, no problem. Okay, I think regarding function, that's all. Thank you.